Team, I make a lot of videos lately. I assume a lot of you are tired of listening to them. This is the video of all videos. If there's one video you're going to watch, make it all of the other ones and this one because they're all good. Listen, I've noticed that a lot of our fleet does not have a proper understanding of how rates and rate per miles work. So I'm here to explain it as visually as I can. Listen, don't kill the messenger. I'm not saying that these rates are good. I empathize with you guys. I feel your pain. I wish I could snap my fingers and change things and make the prices go up. I'm simply here to convey a message and to get us all on the same page. Because what I see happening a lot is our drivers are getting stuck in these areas over here, okay? This is what is considered the bad areas for loads. If you go to these areas, understand that the prices are going to be around 70 cents a mile. Let's say the prices are going to be around 65 to 75 cents per mile to get out of these areas, okay? If you don't like those prices, if you don't want to drive for those rates, I don't blame you. They suck. They're very low. They're very bad. But that's what the prices are from these areas. If we could get more, trust me, we would. And trust me, we try to. But everybody else there is bidding these rates. It's competitive. In order for us to get them, that's the rates we have to bid. Okay? So when you're in Texas, when you're in Florida, when you're in Colorado, when you're in California, and so on, everything you see on the map here, the rate you need to expect is around 70 cents a mile. Okay? Let's see what that means. Because what I ran into the last couple of days is where I call a driver who's in Texas, and there's a load, and it's 700 miles, and we discuss ahead of time. I've said it a million times that loads from bad areas are 70 cents. And I call a driver who's in Texas and say, hey, old buddy, old pal, there's a load available. It's 700 miles. We can maybe get 500. Maybe we can go for 550. Maybe. Because 70 cents a mile is $490. And the driver tells me, no, I want a, try to get it for $700. Now, 700 miles, $700 is $1 per mile. If we're telling you that 70 cents is the rate you can get, asking for $1 is a waste of your time. We can submit a bid. It doesn't hurt us to submit a bid. At the end of the day, it hurts you guys, our drivers, much more when you sit and lose a day or two than us, because we're submitting bids and then we go home. So we're trying to help you, help us, help the fleet. We're trying to keep everybody moving. We're trying to keep everybody making as much money as possible. Please understand, when you go to the areas you see on your screen, forget $1 a mile. It's simply not possible in my experience, in our experience, in what we see. Maybe there's a magical company out there who can do it. Maybe there's a company that has some, unicorn fairy dust and they can get $1 or more per mile from these areas. We are not that company, unfortunately. We're able to get 70, maybe 75, maybe 80 cents on a day where, the sun is out shining and there's a rainbow out somewhere. But generally speaking, if you go to these areas, the rates you need to expect are 65, 70, 75 cents a mile, right around there, okay? So let's do some more numbers here. If there's a 500-mile load, imagine a load from Houston, Texas going to whatever, Tennessee. 350, 400 is about what we can get for it. How do we know that? Why do we say that? Because we submit thousands of bids every week. We submit bids for higher rates and we don't get them. And we see that when we drop to about 70 cents per mile, then we begin to get these rates. If you're being offered a load from Texas going to, let's say, I don't know, Kentucky, and let's say 1,000 miles, the rate you can expect is about $700. Is it a good rate? No. Is it a fair rate? No. Do you have to pay $200 for fuel or $300 for fuel? Yes. Do we understand all of that? Absolutely. I wish I could do something to change it and make the rates go up. And we're doing everything we can behind the scenes to make the rates go up. But they are what they are. So if you don't want to drive for these rates, do not go to these areas, because you are shooting yourself in the foot, as the saying goes. You are putting yourself in a situation where you're going to get stuck for 2 or 3 days, and then you're going to get angry at us, and you're going to say, well, you know, why are you guys making me drive for cheap? We're not. We are just a messenger. We are here working for you guys, trying to get the best we can, okay? If you're being offered a 800-mile load, about 560 is what you can expect. If you're being offered a 600-mile load, about 420 is what you can expect, okay? So when you go to these areas, if you don't want to drive for these rates, think about relocating empty. If you ask me, that's a really bad decision, because if you're going to drive 200 miles empty and then get 90 cents a mile from somewhere else, you might as well have taken the cheaper rate. And that's it. I want everybody to please understand this. If you have any questions, ask. But, you know, it doesn't help anyone when you guys are sitting in these areas saying, yes, go ahead and book me for $700, and you're being offered a 700-mile load. If we could, trust me, we would not ask you to do it for less.